2, 1. This is the Nifty Alpha. Today we are covering Slimhoods, HalloweenBears, and Buttheads NFTs. I'm Pio. I'm here with my partner Nick. And if you want to scrub forward to whatever project you'd like to see our deep dive, our very intellectual deep dive, you can go to the description and you can click on it. This show dives into projects, talks about wins, talks about losses, speculation, and we are always right. If you invest with us, you'll become rich. Nick, how are you today?
Look, let's be clear. That is definitely not the case. Nothing on this video should be misconstrued as financial advice because what we typically do is lose money. That's what the show is all about. Putting that money into NFTs and watching it go right down the drain. That's what this show is about. But once in a while, we get something right. And I think we have at least one of those projects today. And so what you really want to do with this channel is just dig through to find the diamonds in the rough. You want to dig through. That's the main point of it. Okay.
Well, most people talk about like counter trading us, and that seems to be going pretty well. Like when we don't like something, people are like, all right, it's time to ape in, and they just dominate.
It's really great. You know, a lot of people on the Discord have been saying that they're taking an opposite position, and I really appreciate that. By the way, you should, in addition to smashing that subscribe and that like button, is also check out the Discord because that's where a lot of the conversation is going on. And there will be some, pieces of alpha, some early access to things coming down the road. Anyways, do you want to introduce Slimhoods?
Yeah, so Slimhoods is a project that fulfills your dribble, non NFT talented designer theory that there's all these people that are on Dribble and these other platforms that are going to enter the NFT space. They do very, very good, high quality art once they kind of figure out how to partner with someone for a smart contract or even maybe do a smart contract themselves. Then they will enter the space. I think that's what this is. Micah G, a member of the Nifty Alpha community and a frequent contributor to our Twitter spaces as a speaker, brought this alpha to our Discord. He said, get on this whitelist. We all got on the whitelist. I don't think you, me, or Sophisticated Art Speculator minted this. I know Micah not only minted it, but he was buying them for a premium on the secondary after the fact. So he's really into this one. But it looks like the secondary market performance from a floor price standpoint has not been going very well. It did sell out. So congratulations to the creators of Slimhoods for selling out the project. I'm assuming in one day, like in 24 hours after the whitelist was over, once it went to public sale. We're looking at 1.7 thousand unique owners on 5,000 items. So basically 34% unique ownership, which is not bad at all, given how young the project is on the market. 96 ETH of volume traded. You can't balk at that. It's a considerable amount.
Did you do that math in your head, that 34%?
Yeah, I multiplied it by 2. And then the floor price is really the weak point, I'd say, because even if we look at the sales volume, like the frequency that this project is being traded, like when I pulled that up, it does look like it's at least being traded relatively often. Like as this loads, I looked at it before we went live and it seemed like there were sales going like every minute, every 2 minutes, maybe 15 sales in the last like 7-8 minutes. So I'll continue to monitor that. But what do you make of the project and its performance so far on the secondary?
Well, I'll tell you, Pio, the first thing that I've noticed is OpenSea is crashing despite the fact that the volume has gone down a significant amount. That's a more macro trend, as you're observing right now, a 504 error. That's a classic error, classic server error. But what I wanted to say about this is volume currently is hovering at around 64 million over the past 24 hours, which is quite a dip from our peak the other day. And as it applies to Slimhoods, now that CoinBilly is in the comments, wow, I love it. This is just the best project. But in all seriousness, I didn't buy into this. I skipped minting this one primarily because I looked at it and I said no. And the reason that I said no was a couple of things. A lot of people in our Discord bought this, and I always take the opposite position. So sometimes I win on that, and sometimes I lose. So far, I've had a pretty good streak with taking the opposite position of the Discord. That said, when they've taken opposite positions of us, they usually do well. This does fill out the thesis that I was saying about the dribble designers coming over. I think there was really one issue with this, and that had to do with the fact that they went straight out the gate with this. There was not much of a lead up and anticipation of this. The Discord came straight out. Micah G had posted in our Discord, and a lot of our community went over there and had become supporters. One of the main reasons that they're supporters is because the art's pretty decent. And all of the NFTs in here, I feel like, are good. You don't have those whammy NFTs. So from that standpoint, art is great. What they're delivering afterwards, not very clear. And I think that that's something that they're going to have to do to really deliver value to the community. That said, the artists, you know, he was able to raise a lot of money by selling these NFTs. So congratulations to him. And that's about all I can say about that. I didn't have high hopes for the performance of this one. This feels like us supporting an artist, and supporting an artist is great. I'd rather support an artist at 0.01, 0.02 ETH, 0.03 ETH than 0.05 ETH, but whatever, the project is where it is. And I surely hope that they succeed.
I think that what you said is super relevant, which is that, okay, yeah, so James Curran is the name of the artist, and he has a background in game design. So he is somebody. And we talked about this thesis as well, that you're like, anybody that works full time as an artist to any capacity is somebody. You can say that they worked at X company, like they had a job, like they made money with clients. So I'm starting to buy into what you're talking about there a bit more than I was before. Before I just thought that you were a big dumb hater, but now I'm starting to, I'm starting to come around. What you said about not building up enough hype, I think is right. The hype they built was just like whitelist access, and it comes at a time where whitelists are very much so in demand. So I think look, you and me went to get on the whitelist, right? There was no downside to getting on the whitelist, no obligation to buy, and
Got on
no
it.
fee. Yeah, no fee. We got on it. And so, I think that the Twitter didn't have that many followers. It had maybe sub 1,000 followers or just over 1,000 followers going into it. You do have to keep in mind that these metrics, right? The Discord numbers, the Twitter numbers, they are relevant. Like they're not everything, but they're definitely relevant to a project, because you have to build enough demand that after the thing sells out, you continue to have demand on the secondary. Cause a very high percentage of the people that buy into these projects are speculating, and they're hoping to be able to sell the project in a very short time period for more than they bought it for. And they look at getting on a whitelist, for example, as getting access to something that other people don't have, and thus being able to profit off of it by selling it for a premium. But if there isn't enough demand to support that, all you see is people trying to exit the project by any means necessary, not really caring about 20, 30, 40% losses, just looking to recoup whatever ETH that they can and do the whole thing all over again. Just chalk it up as a strikeout and get to the next at bat. So that is, like, I think what would be my final assessment on Slimhoods, and we'll see where it goes from here.
We will see. I think James is probably a great artist, and here's hoping that they succeed. I know Micah G was a major fan of this project. It's nice to see that they have some volume on secondary, but it feels different to me than the one we discussed yesterday, like a Party Degenerates or something like that, where that one was absolutely booming. And so that's it's just different. There was a ton of anticipation built up. There was a lot. It's a marketing thing, when it comes down to it. And at this point, that marketing aspect is going to become a bigger and bigger play, or part of the ecosystem at this point, and the success of each project. Before, you could launch an NFT and people were super interested just by itself. And in this case, they launched a whitelist and they were able to sell out. So, I mean, it seems like from a sellout standpoint, that's as simple as it is. The distinction that I have, though, is imagine building a community first. I don't know if you're familiar with a project called the Nifty Alpha, but that team is focused much more heavily on creating content and building community than trying to sell something immediately. But imagine at that point, now you have people that are bought into the community and not bought into necessarily like just getting on a whitelist and speculating and flipping something, which is the problem when you start with that first. A lot of people are interested in it's the what's in it for me immediately sort of situation. And you're going to get a lot of people dumping on the floor, unfortunately. Now you got to work through all those speculators. So, anyways, I'm going to stop rambling, but that's my general take on it. I feel like if they had, spent a little more time on engaging with the community, maybe they'd be better. But on the flip side, it's an artist-led project, so who knows? They sold out. Congratulations to James.
Definitely congratulations to James. Hope it bounces back. Moving on to HalloweenBears, which is a 10,000 piece collection stealth launch on October 12th. The bears are living in a harmony through DAO, allowing its far distant cousins to seek asylum. I'm assuming that that means winter bears, because I think that this is a derivative of winter bears. Am I correct about that?
I have no idea. All I did was what I did this afternoon. I saw some people discussing it in the Discord, and I also went to the nifty.com and saw the trending project and saw that HalloweenBears had a decent amount of sales action. What you just said, though, is a critical thing. And I don't know if they have a website here. May want to load that up. It does look like they have one. I'm curious what the sort of process is here. Their website says 10% of mint funds will be used to fund the DAO. Stake your bear to earn sweets token. DAO Vault is fractionalized and emissions are paid out via sweets. By the way, when you're on the OpenSea site, it gives you a link to it. It's HalloweenBears.io.
Okay. So it's another mutant cat zombie toad thing, which means we probably should have bought it if we could have minted it, because all of these things pop off. Melter Mike saying it's a play on Bears Deluxe, not Winter Bears, but Bears Deluxe is a pixelated bear. This is the exact shape of Winter Bears is the thing.
Yeah, so what he's saying is the problem is, Melton Reich, you're wrong. That's what he's saying. Now, Pio is trying to be a little more polite about it, but it's all good. I'll speak for him and just let you know that was a dumb comment. But I appreciate all of your comments in the Discord. So like it's respect only.
Yep. And so 10% of mint funds, like you said, will be used to fund the DAO. Stake your bear to earn sweets. DAO Vault is fractionalized and emissions are paid out via sweets. We don't know what they're buying.
Mike said they're buying Bears Deluxe. That's what he said.
That makes sense.
And now, and Bonfire hopped in to say that you're wrong, Pio. So look, I didn't say that. I'm just saying what Pio said. So it's all good. We're all good. You and me, Bonfire and Melter Mike. But if you got beef with Pio, understandable, because he was sort of disrespecting the crew, the Halloween Bear crew.
I do think that the art is Winter Bears, but now I understand that I just didn't know anything about the DAO. So the thing
that was a horrible mistake.
Do you look? So mutant cats, you get fractional exposure to cool cats. Zombie toads, you get fractional exposure to cryptodes. How bad do you really want deluxe bears? Bears Deluxe exposure, because I know it pumped and I know it's got a high floor.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to buy into these different things, just buy into Bears Deluxe. It's 1.73, but like there's now a middleman money manager person who's on this not a fund, which is buying things up and giving you exposure to it and not paying it out necessarily. Who knows how that's going to go down. And it is a fund. The way that they're structuring all these things look like funds. We're going to look back on these things and be like, got it. Yeah, that probably was a bad decision. Yeah, when we did decide to create the fund, it may have been a little bit questionable. I feel like that's where we're headed with this. So, but at least that's my hot take. If you don't have 1.7 ETH, but you have 0.35 ETH, just go get a good NFT at 0.35. Like, don't buy don't buy an NFT to have a fractional value of it without a disclosed buy price. Literally, these NFTs they're becoming fund managers. That's literally all that they are. Fund
Yeah,
managers
it
with pictures of bears on the front.
Yeah, and, like, I feel like, winter could come, no pun intended if we're talking about winter bears, but, yeah, I don't really like, I would have definitely bought into Halloween Bears if I knew the structure and I was there for the stealth launch because all these things are ripping. I can't see it holding that floor. I mean, let's take a look. What's Mutant Cats? Well, Mutant Cats was really kicking ass, so but what's its floor at here? We've got a floor of 1.67. Unreal. So Mutant Cats floor is the same as Bears Deluxe floor. You and me should start a project called Extra Mutant Cats, and it's a DAO where we're going to buy mutant cats and we're going to pay out a second derivative on the token. What do you think of that?
I'm not interested in doing that strictly because I'd like to stay above ground as it applies to legal things. That said, if I were 16 and my name was, uh, if I was the creator of Head Dow Shamdu, if that was my name, then I'd be more interested in sort of playing that game. But my name is not Shamdu, and I'm over twice that child's age. And so that's the situation that I run into with these sort of things is that like I'm thinking about my short remaining time here, what that's going to look like, and I would definitely like that to be one that avoids jail if possible and significant fines that end up throwing off sort of the trajectory of my life for a period of time for me sort of and like like, great, I live in a penthouse for like, 6 to 12 months or something like that, and then what? Then what? I'm in jail, I'm out on the streets, I'm living in a cardboard box, I'm back living with my mom because, um, my then wife at that time will have divorced me due to this tragic mistake that I've made because she was thinking, "What what went wrong, Nick? Why did you get involved in this sketchy behavior?" And she'll, you know, get rid of me, she'll put me out on the streets, I'll be living with my mom. And my mom will be like, "Nick, what went wrong?"
I mean, that's a pretty unfortunate reality for sure.
And that's
So
all I gotta say about NFTs, Pio. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no, you're good, man. I mean, look, I just think that like the idea of doing that for Bears Deluxe is kind of strange to me because there's really no promise of the future of Bears Deluxe. I mean, I know Whoppy made a lot of money on it. We missed it, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. I want to just look at the sale activity on Halloween Bears quickly and figure out like what the real story is here. Um, I mean, 0.28 floor, 2000 ETH traded. It looks like they haven't really moved in a half hour. I don't know if that's because OpenSea's got down or if gas is really high, but yeah, like I think that this is an interesting little trend that's going to go to zero, and I can't imagine that these things hold their value, and I can't imagine that there's no legal action that gets taken on this whole thing. But the question is, when does it come through? But moving on to a project that you bought into, this is maybe your
I
favorite project that
I just wanted to say, I think that Slimhoods, if I were to buy between the two, I'd rather put money at Slimhoods than I would support these Halloween bears. That said, I think the upside money opportunity, short term, is probably higher on the Halloween bear short term. That was all I was going to say. You want me to give a rundown on this one?
Sure. We got Whoppy over here saying Bears Deluxe have the next Kong potential in his opinion. Whoppy made a lot of money on this project. He's very familiar with it. We got to get Whoppy on this show at some point, by the way. Whoppy has definitely got some great insights into projects, and it seems like Whoppy has remained bullish on Bears Deluxe. Whoppy, are you going to buy another Bears Deluxe?
Hey, Pio, it's Whoppy. I just wanted to say, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Should maybe and next time you could invite me onto the show so that Nick doesn't operate as my voice and you have to do this sort of bullshit. Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
That's what
Um,
you sound like, Whoppy.
yeah, there you go. Let's discuss the premier project real quick that is worthy of discussing, which we brought on at the end of yesterday. We discussed it but I wanted to do more of a deep dive on this project because it's one that's worth really doing a deep dive on to make sure that the people here are not full of shit, you know? That the
No
project
pun
owners
intended.
are being real legit and that they're trying to build something sustainable here. Now, the first question is like about these buttheads is, are they the sort of look that I'm going for when it comes to my profile? And my thought is, uh, maybe. But as I said yesterday, I think it works phenomenally as a picture to hang in my bathroom. And from that standpoint, I think these could sell out. They did sell out, but I think like people could end up really holding these long term. What I don't understand from a lot of these is why do people list these items at below 0.02 ETH? Like it doesn't make any sense. The gas is too high for someone to buy this. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not quite sure.
They're
Um,
trying to recoup anything that they can get. They don't have to pay the gas when they sell it, and so they're just gonna put it on you to pay the gas if you want one of these buttheads. I'm surprised that it had enough hype to sell out all of a sudden when it was just sitting there not selling out, and then now it's
because they weren't
dropping.
charging, or they were charging initially, and then they decided not to.
Okay, so it was free to mint after that.
They made it free to mint. That's what happened, and then it immediately sold out. And now there's, you know, they have a decent number of people in their Discord, 3,300 people. Trevor says he regretted it. That's a little bit difficult to hear because yesterday we were really excited about it. I'm excited holding mine. I just threw, 4.04 ETH just towards this for fun. But yeah, I mean, it's a project that I'm bullish on. Only because actually I don't really care where it goes. When I bought my item yesterday, by the way, I also thought my item was super rare. It turns out that it's not. So yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah, buttheads. I mean, I tried to buy one live on stream because I was feeling the energy. It was right after they sold out or were minted out, and I actually couldn't buy it. Someone else sniped it before me. I lost $66 worth of gas. Kind of comes with the territory. The art is not like bad. Like you can tell that whoever made this cares and they got creative with what they were going to put on the butts. I mean, the cigar is funny, the cigarette's funny, all the different glasses. Like the art style on the accessories is pretty good. I mean, look at this one right here. Like, I don't know. I just get a kick out of that. They throw the monocle on that. He's got the shirt with the suspenders.
They
Like,
tossed it on that ass.
Yeah.
So what I would do is check out the one that I bought because I was a big fan of it. My general thought as well, which we wanted to dive into real quick, is that they have this upcoming shitcoin coming. Now, I would check out their website. You can view the page. Go to buttheads.wtf and you can pull it up. And because the situation here at Magic Toilet is what you want to click on up at the top. And so what they're releasing is this shitcoin. And I just think that the pun potential with this project is so massive. And just from that standpoint, I'm still a fan. I am not embarrassed about this one. I'm holding this one in my portfolio. I'm more frustrated with Lonely Frog Lambo Club than I am with this one. Anything that I buy under 0.1 ETH, under 0.05 ETH is something that, especially under like 0.03 ETH, I'm really interested in it. One thing that Rodney shared, I would pin his comment because I'm not sure. I think this could be the next version of it. Would be dickhead butts, or dick buttheads. I said dickhead butts. That's another one. That's another derivative project. So yeah, I definitely think that there's strong potential with this one. A lot of people say, I saw someone in the Discord saying that the shitcoin's not going to work. Look, I don't know about you, but typically holding shitcoins long term is probably one of the most secure investments that you can make.
Yeah, I mean, shit coins are not my thing. I think that the pun potential with this is funny. Nick, you were just genuinely like really excited and getting a big kick out of it, which I thought was really like funny. So that was awesome. So yeah, I mean, like, look, Buttheads, we'll see what happens. It's a tough one when these things that end up not minting for a fee, like Lonely Frog Lambo Club, and then get switched to free, then sometimes we'll have a little rip like Lonely Frog Lambo Club did, and then it'll just die off. And I'm hoping that Buttheads rips back so you can make some money off of it. And the people that bought on stream yesterday, are able to do it. I mean, this website is well put together. It's pretty funny. Like just this, did you take a shit today? Like that is pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the plan? What is the plan for Buttheads? Did you do your due diligence, Nick?
One quick thing to mention here is Crypto Kaleo just did a stealth drop that Trevor Leahy just posted. The website is ledgart.io, ledgart.io. I did not even look at what this is, but I am minting it.
So what is it exactly? Wonky stonks.
My assumption is that this is going to sell out.
Yeah, I'm in.
Paleo art.
How much is it?
Is it's 0.07 for 2. I'm looking at this transaction, 74 ETH done so far, 286,000. I don't know what it even is, but this seems really interesting. I'm wondering if I should get 2 more, or if my gas is about to get screwed. I don't know if this transaction is going to go through.
I'm minting 3 right now. Let's see. So what the hell am I buying? The first one's free, so that like always works incredibly well. I'm actually gonna connect a different wallet to
try
the
and mint
site
another
and get a couple more. Yeah, I'm gonna get a couple more.
Okay, I got
or at least
2.
I'm gonna get the free one.
And I'm trying to mint the other one right now. Let's see if this one
Sorry
goes
for
through.
the dead air, guys. We're focused.
So get over to ledgart.io. This one is interesting. ledgart.io. That's what we're doing right now. This was just Trevor just shared this in the comments.
Is it sold out already?
I don't know. I just tried to mint a second set of them. We'll see if this transaction goes through. But the first one worked. So I got 2 of these wonky stonks.
Mine went through.
Your second one did?
No, my first one did. Now I'm going to switch to the second one. What'd you say about the...
Eric wants to know why we're discussing minting. Sorry, we were discussing Buttheads. This became urgent. Pio, you should post it in the chat for other people to check it out if they want to do their diligence and mint one of these. But yeah, I think that so the story, 2 things. One, the story behind this one is Crypto Kaleo, who's a major influencer at this point in the crypto space. So yeah, minting something that he's doing seems like a smart decision, especially at the price that it's at. The other thing about this is I have no idea anything about this stock. I literally this NFT. We recommend that you think for yourself as it applies to making purchases with these things. But yeah, that's where we're at. So last item here. This just so let's get back. You want to put the Buttheads back on?
Yep, I'm just minting one more because if you have multiple wallets. So here's a little trick. If they're going to do this first one's free, right? If they're going to do that consistently, which Fungible Bones was like that. I'm trying to think of other examples. There's other examples where it's like first one's free. You want to have multiple wallets on deck that have ETH in them, which I do. So I just quickly popped in my second wallet and I'm just grabbing a free one right here. I actually have a problem with projects like this a lot of the time because then it can mess up the unique ownership. It can kind of nerf the unique ownership. We saw this with crypto dads. I know you love the nerf word. We saw it
No,
with
I
crypto
was smiling because
dads.
you should pin David's comment about this.
Yeah,
Chris
exactly. You
minted
know, you're
100. I hope to God you did not mint 100. That sounds like an awful decision.
no, he didn't. He's kidding. He's kidding. All right. So yeah. So anyway, like for example, crypto dads kind of nerfed their unique ownership because they incentivize you to keep the dads into different wallets because the airdrop was one mom per wallet. And then what that does is it misleads the market on how many unique owners there are. And then like the smart money kind of gets scared and the whole project kind of can get negatively impacted. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm more into the first one is free and then like the other stuff comes after, but let's go back to Buttheads.
He
I'm
made the
going to
most
pull it up.
basic a project. Let's make one more comment on this. He just raised over $300,000 by setting up that website and having these images, which are literally stock chart images. That's all that it is, which is so absolutely ludicrous. And we just put money into that. So and like they said, we are degens as it applies to some of these mints. I mean, if you get me at a cheap mint live on air, I'm gonna put money into that. That one was a. Also, I was confident because I realized that he had tweeted it. I went and looked up his recent tweets. So let's round it out. Let's round it out with the Buttheads. Can we do that?
Let's round it out. Did I just waste 0.2 ETH?
0.2?
Well, I bought, well, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
What
that's
the hell are
really a
we
loud
doing?
noise when you do that. It's I'm hearing springs. I minted Buttheads yesterday. That was another thing that we did. So here's what's going to happen. So we're going to set up another wallet to do this sort of stupid shit that we're going to get funded by a sponsor. So when we have the urge to go and mint this, we can collectively go and mint those things, not out of our own wallet. Zarif is saying that 0.2 is a lot. Look, here's the deal, Zarif. We are going to, or Zarif, I don't know what the pronunciation is, but in terms of this project, we are going to make a fortune on this. That's the deal with Wonky Stonks. It's going to kill it. Why are you loading this one up?
Whoppy's in all caps to go mint it. I think he's joking.
I am not minting that. Although we're having her on later this week to discuss.
Okay. Well, back to Buttheads. Those guys are holding a massive space. Who's those guys? The guys that we just minted from?
No, maybe the NFT affirmations would be my guess. Anyways, let's wrap up this show as it applies to like literally everyone's like going to disappear right now. So the key is this: Buttheads, you want to be in them. You want to be on them. You want them in your wallet. Everything that has to do with this project, that's my hot take on it. The one that I bought the other day is wearing a nice leather coat and aviator glasses. It doesn't get much better than that. So that's what I got to say.
What's the name of the influencer that I just aped into this project blindly for?
Crypto Kaleo. He's one of the best. He has really great takes on the crypto market. He's one of the biggest on Twitter. I literally bought it just because of that, for no other reason than that, because I genuinely do believe that stuff that he owns can do really well. Right now, like for example, when we look at the floor, it's down.
It's down?
It's 0.02.
Well, that's because I don't know.
So,
I don't
Pio,
know.
what we did just live on air was literally take money and throw it in the trash. Oh my
So how do
gosh.
these crypto influencers like get
I did
away with
not
this
tell you to
now?
buy that, by the way.
I know. I'm an idiot.
What were you saying?
How do these crypto influencers get away with it? You know, like where they just like keep doing this stuff and it goes to zero and they're like, I don't care, it's fine. And they just keep their following. I don't like 100% get it.
Well, we don't know that that's going to be the case. So let's be clear that this may not go to zero. It's just going infinitesimally close to zero. So yeah, buying from secondary would have made a lot more sense, as Jack says. You're completely correct, Jack. Jack, we made, like I said on this show, this is a perfect example of why we don't give financial advice on this show, is because if you follow us, you are bound to lose money. Casper is saying that you look real sad, Pio.
I'm just like, what the hell just happened? You know, but like, you gotta learn this stuff, you know, I guess. So this is it right here. Is this it?
What are you at?
No, that's a fake
It's
one.
called wonky stocks.
It's called
Wonky.
wonky.
Yeah, that's not it.
So less than 1 ETH of volume traded.
I mean,
I
has it
know
fully
it's still
minted yet?
selling out. No, I don't even think so. It's been an hour and a half. Well, I guess we're gonna find out what the story is with it. Close call, almost hit the mint button. Okay. Well, here we are. Thank you everyone for watching the Nifty Alpha. This is the show where we sometimes
He is so disappointed right now. Oh my gosh. Dude, Pio, I'm sorry. I'm also sorry to those in the Discord who I sent that to.
Oh boy. Well, you know, it is what it is. Monkey stock. Look at this. Look at me.
What do you
I'm just reading these comments. Pio's gonna cry after the show. Damn, we're hurting with you, Pio. Yeah, I got wrecked. Hey, since I just got wrecked on this, can you guys make me feel better and subscribe to the
Smash the
channel?
subscribe button, hit the like button, and join the Discord, the nifty.com/Discord, where any message from me you're probably not going to want to follow because it is not good. Oh my God.
0.2 ETH?
We
Like,
literally
who am I? Who am I? I'm like 0.2 ETH. I don't need that. A fifth of an ETH. Dude, that's like $800. What the hell?
Here's the deal. Let it sit and let's see what happens. I have a guess that this is going to pan out and you all are going to end up thanking me afterwards if you made one of these purchases. There's only 1,115 left, but it doesn't seem to be selling out at that point. So most of the people said in our Discord said they only did it for free. Smart individuals. Thank you for doing that. Boundless, I'm right there with you. I think I put in a 0.14 ETH into this bad boy. So don't worry, we're going to make it though. I see a sale there for 0.08. Hopefully we got one of the rare stock charts. So yeah, it's this is as real as it gets with the NFT Nifty Alpha. Pio looks so disappointed.
I'm just like now thinking about how like moments ago I was like looking right into the camera and I was like, and this is why you need to have multiple wallets just in case there's one of these plays with free mint, and you need to be able to capitalize on these wonderful opportunities. Like I'm educating the crowd. It's like, this is how you take $800 and put it in the dirt.
This is so
like literally.
I actually think that this show legitimately is the reason that that's as good of education as you can get, though, is what we just did. Look, we're going to get a sponsor someday to come in and help offset the money that we throw into these mints. And we're going to have a lot of that. Feels like I'm remembering how I just looked into the camera. It's like, okay, kids, here's the smart move. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want 2 wallets, not 1 wallet. So you can get 2 of these for free, despite the fact that they're literally, oh my, like way worse.
How big of an asshole am I that I literally tried to educate people on that? Well, look, it's look at Casper, $800. You couldn't light it on fire faster.
Dude, that was a bad move. That was a bad investment. That actually, dude, can you not put that in US dollars, please?
My stomach's gonna turn. I'm gonna go throw up.
Oh
Thank you
my
everyone for
God.
watching. Please subscribe or I'm just gonna jump off the roof of my house. Please subscribe, join the Discord. Like I'm checking the Discord numbers now, and if not, I'm gonna punch myself in the face. Please let these Discord numbers be going up slightly. All right, looks like a few people joined. Thank you for joining. I need this right now because I'm about to spiral into a dark place.
That was fun. In terms of the one thing we forgot to do is this was the Nifty Alpha, your favorite show where we take money and light it on fire. We're gonna make a fortune doing this. So smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and head over to the Discord, the nifty.com/Discord. Help P.O. out. Help him out. Help a brother out. You can take that off the screen, by the way. But yeah, this was good. This was a great episode. So thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next episode tomorrow, where we're not making it back. I'm gonna go sell one of my NFTs right now to make up for this loss.
I'm gonna sell my creature so that I can just tell myself it was all worth it. Thanks, everybody. See you guys.